On June 11, 1898, a pivotal, albeit brief, chapter in Chinese history unfolded, the official launch of the Hundred Days Reform, Wushu Bianfa. This ambitious, top-down movement, spearheaded by the young Guangxu Emperor, with the fervent backing of reformist intellectuals like Kang Youwei and Liang Qichao, represented a desperate attempt to modernize and strengthen a tottering Qing dynasty in the face of mounting internal decay and aggressive foreign encroachment. Lasting a mere 103 days, its dramatic rise and swift fall cast a long shadow, highlighting the deep-seated tensions between tradition and modernity that plagued late imperial China. The late 19th century was a period of profound crisis for China. Humiliating defeats in the Opium Wars and the First Sino-Japanese War, 1894 to 1895, laid bare the Qing dynasty's military and institutional weaknesses. Foreign powers, emboldened by China's fragility, carved out spheres of influence, extracted concessions, and threatened to dismember the empire entirely. The earlier self-strengthening movement, which focused primarily on adopting Western military technology without fundamental institutional reform, had proven inadequate. A new, more comprehensive approach was desperately needed to prevent national subjugation, the ambitious agenda of the reformers. Under the enthusiastic patronage of the Guangxu Emperor, who sought to reclaim imperial authority from the shadow of the powerful Empress Dowager Cixi, the reformers embarked on a dizzying array of edicts. Their vision was sweeping, aiming to transform China's political, economic, educational, and military systems. Key proposed reforms included educational overhaul, abolishing the rigid, centuries-old imperial examination system, which focused exclusively on Confucian classics, and replacing it with a modern curriculum that embraced Western sciences, mathematics, and practical subjects. The establishment of Peking University, now Beijing University, and the conversion of Buddhist monasteries into public schools exemplified this shift. Administrative streamlining, eliminating countless sinecures, positions with little or no work but a salary, and redundant government agencies to combat corruption and improve efficiency. Economic development, encouraging industrialization, commerce, and the adoption of capitalist principles to strengthen the national economy. This involved promoting private industry, building railways, and establishing modern banking systems. Military modernization, adopting Western military technologies, training methods, and organizational structures to create a more effective fighting force capable of defending China's sovereignty. Political restructuring. While not explicitly aiming for a full constitutional monarchy, the reforms hinted at a shift towards a more merit-based and transparent governance, with proposals for a cabinet system and greater citizen input. The sheer scope and speed of the reforms, however, inevitably provoked fierce opposition from powerful conservative factions within the Qing court, whose entrenched interests and traditional worldview were directly threatened. Leading this conservative resistance was the formidable Empress Dowager Cixi. She viewed the reforms, particularly the emperor's attempts to assert his independence and dismiss officials loyal to her, as a direct challenge to her authority and the stability of the dynasty. On September 21, 1898, after just 103 days, Cixi orchestrated a decisive coup d'état. The Guangxu Emperor was effectively placed under house arrest, and his reformist decrees were swiftly rescinded. Many of the reformers were arrested, and 6 prominent figures, known as the, quote, Six Gentlemen of Wushu, including Tan Setong, were brutally executed at Kaishiku, becoming martyrs for the reformist cause. Kang Youwei and Liang Qichao managed to escape into exile, continuing their advocacy for constitutional monarchy from abroad. Though short-lived and ultimately crushed, the 100 Days Reform had profound and lasting consequences for China. Its failure tragically demonstrated the Qing dynasty's inability to adapt and reform from within, paving the way for more radical revolutionary movements. It intensified the sense of urgency among Chinese intellectuals and nationalists, highlighting that fundamental change, perhaps even the overthrow of the dynasty, was necessary for China's survival. Many of the reforms proposed during this period were, ironically, adopted by the Qing government itself in the decade following the Boxer Rebellion, 1900–1901, demonstrating the prescience of the reformers' vision. The 100 Days Reform thus served as a vital precursor to the eventual collapse of the Qing dynasty in 1911 and the establishment of the Republic of China, solidifying its place as a crucial turning point in China's long and arduous journey towards modernity.